Hi, everybody. And, it is Christmas Eve, and Aaron Scott Young and I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Is that covered everything, Aaron, politically correct right there? You think? Aaron Scott Young? Hello? Aaron Scott Young?
Happy Holidays is great. I'm sorry.
Can you put your booze down just for 2 minutes here?
The eggnog is flowing at the Young household. No, but it's great. Happy Holidays.
Put your drink aside for 2 minutes here. We've got a radio show to do.
Happy Holidays and ignore, our Judeo-Christian background.
No, I'm saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Happy Holidays. Hanukkah's passed, but I hope everybody that's listening that celebrated that had a great time. And we're looking, not that far now to New Year's Eve in 2016, but let's enjoy
today,
this holiday.
Yeah. And what a great show we have for you. If you're driving to the grandparents or the cousins, no texting and driving. We're honored that you would listen to our show called Start a Biz here in Southern California. Our flagship station is KHTS AM 1220, but we're heard all over the country. All you have to do is go to hometownstation.com to listen to us every week, every Thursday at 1, and then on the weekends all across America. We have one of the best radio apps in the country. Just go to your app store and download KHTS 1220 AM, and you can take us with you today on the road. So today, Aaron, on the show, we have a company called the gift card. I'll get the name of the company. The gift card. I'll find the name, Aaron. Anyway, we're going to learn about video.
There's the professional radio. Right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Good. Well, let me put the eggnog aside.
Yeah. Come on, Coach.
It's
what are we going to tell them about?
Video gift cards. But hang on, that's another segment. But coming on right now. This is one of the greatest car sales guys in the country, in the United States. I found him right here in Southern California. His name is Michael, and how do you pronounce your last name, Michael?
Deville.
Deville. It's like Coupe Deville. That's a great last name. I like that.
It's a very good name.
Yeah, it's a great name. 500 cars a month, ladies and gentlemen. So he knows how to sell them, how to buy them, how to finance them, how to lease them today. And we'll probably have him on hopefully many times here in the next year, because I think buying and selling a car, I don't know anything about it, Aaron Scott Young, so we're going to check it out. All right, so anything you want to say about cars or the show or Start a Biz or your life or anything?
About me?
Anything. Do you want to say?
Yeah, I'd be happy to tell you about my life. Well, first of all, cars, I just looked at, so it's family time, right?
Yeah.
I just looked out the kitchen window. Remember, I'm broadcasting from the Young family ranch and zombie apocalypse retreat up here in Southwest Washington. You like to tease me about the goat farm, but I looked out so we've got a pretty large parking area in front of the house. It's very,
of course you do. You have 20 acres. Hello.
And but anyway, there are all these cars out there. There's like 7 cars parked in front of my house, and I thought, how much money have I invested in cars? And I love cars, and I was glad we were going to have Michael on today to talk about cars, because cars are kind of an enigma for a lot of people. How to buy a car, how to sell a car, all that. But the fact is, we're, especially us here on the West Coast, we're car people.
Yeah.
And it's a critical part. So I thought about the irony that we were having you on today as I looked at what looks like a freaking parking lot with all my family here visiting, and I thought this is not a small thing in our world.
No, it's not. Next to our homes, our next biggest possession is our cars. Can I start the questioning off? And I don't mean to be mean, Michael Deville, great last name. Now you represent one of the largest Honda dealers in the United States in a city called Alhambra, California. I have no idea where that is, but
Gaudi Honda in Alhambra.
Gaudi,
right off the 10 freeway.
Gaudi. Well, if somebody's looking to buy a Honda or do you sell just Hondas?
I sell Hondas. I got probably 200 used cars in stock. Mm-hmm. We sell about everything.
Okay, so not to be mean, but here's my first question. When you go into an Apple store and I want to buy an iPhone, I know I'm going to pay $675 for that Apple phone. I'm not negotiating anything. That's the price. I'm happy to pay it. Why, when you walk onto a car lot, you've got to be a great negotiator, and I'm not sure I even know how to buy a car. So when I walk on a lot now, my arms go up and I say, take me, I'm your prisoner. I have no clue on how to buy a car. That's why you're on the show today called Start a Biz.
Well, the problem with the Apple store is that, one, they don't let you negotiate. And see, that's the the thing that you miss. Apple Store is one of the most profitable stores per square foot of any business.
They have more money in the bank than the United States government. Billions.
Exactly. And if you could negotiate and get that iPad for $299 instead of $699, you'd be real happy.
But why can't you just put a price on the car and let me walk in and buy it? Why do I have to go to school to learn? We should start a company that teaches people how to negotiate to buy a car. Let's do that.
I would love that. I always get a good deal.
Actually, they already got it right now. The internet. The internet allows the consumer to really get some good advantages and take advantage of some great pricing.
Okay, time out. I'm an older dude. Aaron Scott Young's a young man. Would you go on the internet, Aaron Scott Young, to buy a car, or just walk into a dealership? What would you do?
Every car I own out there right now, I did all my research on the internet. I figured out. I called their internet salesperson, and because they typically have a lower price, and so I always go in there with that in mind. And then anything like my diesel trucks that I own, because for the farm, I always go to the fleet manager, not to the person that greets me outside the dealership.
Why do we have Michael on the show? I should have called you. Have a nice day, Michael.
No, California is a big market. I live up here. We have, one car dealer within 25 miles. So it's, we're just lucky to see old Hank down there by the barn. So it's a different world.
They got a monopoly. They got a monopoly out there.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just outside of Portland, Oregon. We have lots of cars, but the point is yes, I am a younger guy, I guess, and I almost don't make any buying decision without going to the internet first.
Really? All right, so you walk onto a car lot. What's the first thing a customer? I mean, do you have to play the game of being the nicest guy in America? Do I walk? I'm a nice guy anyway, right?
You're a phenomenal guy.
So do I walk on the lot and I greet the salesperson with a handshake? First of all, I don't have an opportunity to pick my salesperson. I like to pick a good-looking blonde and blah, blah, blah. But the guy that walks up to me, that's the guy I'm stuck with. Well, I can't say I don't want to work with you.
Hopefully he has a good personality, and you can tell him at the end of the day that you like him, right? And he was able to give you some degree of good service. But if you walk in there, like Aaron said, if you walk in there with some information and you walk in there after you did some of your shopping online.
I don't.
And the problem you have is if it's a reasonable offer, that dealer generally, like my dealership at Gowdy Honda, a reasonable offer we're going to take and we're going to move on. Right, you're not going to spend a lot of time.
But let's go slow here for the listener.
Go too far.
I walk up to the car that looks interesting to me. There's a price tag on there. Let's say what a Honda sell for anyway? Hundreds of thousands per car. How much?
Well, we've got them pretty inexpensive all the way to expensive.
What's the nicest Honda I could buy?
They run from 19,000 all the way up to 47,000.
Okay, so what's the nicest Honda?
It'd be a Pilot Touring Elite.
That sounds good. The Elite. That's anything I buy. I want it to be an Elite anyway. So
you're in a class by your own all the time.
Oh yeah, he's top. So he's top shelf.
You're always.
Coach is top shelf.
I'm buying a car that says Elite on it. That's good for me. All right, so I walk up. The car says 47,000. Now what do I do?
Well, what I would do basically is take about 9% off of that and see what the dealer would accept.
Well, you are like the number one car guy in the country. So let's pretend I'm going to buy.
Okay, well, no, hold on. Michael, Coach, he just gave you a great tip. He said he just taught. Gosh, did everybody write that down?
9%.
He said, yeah. Here, you said, why does he sell so many cars? The reason is he's coming on here right now and he's saying, look, there's some margin in there. Start here. And we'll figure it out. If that car is going to be more popular, Michael, I guess you're going to have less reason to negotiate if it's hard to get it on the lot.
Well, everything is kind of like back to the Apple analogy, right? If everything's sold out, you just can't get it. You just can't get it, and then you end up buying it online or eBay.
No, but are you going to tell me
$300 more?
Are you going to tell me when I walk up, Coach, nice to meet you today. By the way, you can take 9% right off the top. You're not going to say that to me.
No, what I'm telling you right now, what we're doing is sharing with you how to buy a car. And if 9% is the reasonable market area for that car, then you should be able to get in and get out with the car that you want.
Yeah, I think that's a huge tip for me because I always wonder, what is the number? Where should I start? Am I going to be offending this person? Am I taking money out of this poor sales guy who needs a new pair of shoes, his pocket. He's
Michael
the new
does
guy.
not need a new pair of shoes, Aaron.
No,
Scott
not
Young.
Michael, but the guy that walks up to you is always, not always, but often, especially when I would go shopping, I'm going to come in on like Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock, and that's the shift nobody wants. So you got the brand new guy who's living at his mom and dad's house still, and I think, am I going to hurt this guy's feelings? Am I going to, I always feel kind of like, it's kind of like finding a puppy or something that's wandering on the road with that guy that meets you in the parking lot. Like, I don't really need a puppy right now, but I need to be nice to you.
God, you are. I'm telling you. Well, it's Christmas Eve. I mean, you're kind of bringing a little softy, little tear to my eye. We're listening to the show. I hope you're listening to the show called Start a Biz. Aaron Scott Young and the coach, and our wonderful guest. His name is Michael Deville, and maybe, just maybe, is one of America's top car salespeople of all time. Works out of a dealership called Gaudi Honda in Alhambra, wherever that is, Alhambra, California. So you're touching all the bases here. So incidentally, 9% is $4,230. So now, listeners, we just saved you 9% on any car that you're going to buy, whether it's a Honda or something else. We just saved you thousands of dollars. So thanks for revealing that. Thank you for.
And again, everything's relative to the demand of the car.
I don't understand what you mean.
The demand of the car. If
so it's a popular car.
If you got a popular car, it's like if you can't find an iPad, you buy it for If you can't find an iPad, you buy it for $200 more, because somebody's selling it on eBay. So everything's relative to the popularity of the car. Some cars, like you see on television, your larger domestics, are offering $7,000 or $8,000 factory rebate. Well, you got to know that. That's where you get that information online. And you take that information. You have to be.
You got to be savvy, Mike.
Well, the good thing about it, you're bringing this forward on radio for the good folks that don't go online. So you know that you've got a 9% margin to play with there. So if you offer them a reasonable amount of, everything rolls backs down to profit. Even in payroll, it boils down to how much am I making. So if you offer them a reasonable amount, you should be in and out of there pretty fast. Now,
I would say to most car guys, why don't you quit what you're doing if you're good? I mean, you're one of the best in the country. Talking to Michael Deville here about how to buy a car, how to sell a car, how to finance a car, how to lease a car. But I would hire you as my car mentor. That's what I would do. I'd hire you as my car mentor, and you go in and buy the car for me.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of brokers out there. And there's
such a thing as that?
Oh, yeah. They broker for the consumer, but actually the consumer can save that $500 or $600 that they're paying the broker with simple click, click, click of the mic or listening to this type of a radio show
called Start a Biz.
Start a Biz. Start a Biz.
Get that
shameless
in.
plug. Shameless plug.
Hey, we have to change it. Start a Biz to buy a car.
But let me ask you a question. So there are people out there that I could call up and say, I don't want to go on the car. I'm uncomfortable going onto a car lot. I don't know why.
You shouldn't be.
I am.
It's actually, they build.
I get sweaty hands. I'm sweaty. I get sweaty hands right now just talking to you.
Oh, my God.
Because I know you're going
hold on. I gotta tell you,
you're going to sell me something.
No.
Okay,
well,
I'm going to own up. I'm going to wind up with a Honda here by the end of this show.
I think Michael can sell us anything. I love.
We're going to get him out. We're going to get him out of that GMC.
Well, yeah, we got to get it. We got to get him into something from the 2000s. But my wife just bought an Infiniti Q50, and go over to the Infiniti dealer. You can not only can you get an espresso and like a chocolate dipped shortbread, but you can also get. They give you a manicure. You can have a massage. They have like all these things that they do. If you schedule to come and get your oil change, you get your your nails done or something, if that's what you want to do.
Are you serious? At the dealership?
This is nothing to fear. This is something to like. It's like I don't even care that the oil change is $150.
Stop it. Hold on.
I get a massage.
Stop it. Hold on. Aaron Scott Young and the coach on a show we call Start a Biz, trying to figure out how to buy a car. I'm going to wind up buying a car here from Gaudi Honda any minute. But are you telling me that you have a dealership in Washington where I can go in and get a pedicure?
Absolutely, and you love pedicures. But what I'm telling you, he said don't be afraid to come in, and I'm saying, Michael, the way they're handling things now in dealerships, modern dealerships, are really they're not the horrible experience it used to be. It's a more pleasant experience than it used to be, and they have a lot of amenities. There's a lot of competition out there, especially in a market like the greater Los Angeles area, there's a lot of competition. So how do we get somebody in to keep it? I grew up watching the Cal Worthington commercials,
With the dog. With the dog.
If you want a brand new car, go see Cal.
I stand on my head until my ears are turning red.
Spot the giraffe,
Okay, so we only have a couple of minutes left here.
Oh, okay.
You got to come back. I mean, you got to come back because we haven't learned anything. The only thing I learned is I'm going to save 9%, and I can hire you. Can I hire you to go buy my next car? Will you do that?
No, you can hire me. Your next car is not a problem. I'll take care of you.
Is my next car going to be a Honda?
I'll take care of you, coach. I'll coach the coach on how to buy the car.
But then you have a whole subject on financing and so credit report. Here's another question. How do I get rid of my GMC, which I love? I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But how does somebody who owns a car, where do I sell my car? If I take it into the dealership, be honest with me, or you're not going to go to heaven. Don't you make most of your money on convincing me my car's not worth anything?
No, what we try to do is give you a fair market value for your car. That's the difference.
So the Blue Book. The Blue Book. Do you pay attention to the Blue Book?
Oh yeah, the Blue Book is a guide. The banks pay attention to the Blue Book. So
you're going to give me the auction price, and then you go. What do you do with my GMC?
Well, sometimes it's better than the auction price. It all depends. Like your car is ultra clean. Now that's a car that you want.
No,
that's a car you want to buy.
Not as clean as yours.
This guy takes care of the cars.
No, I do. I love my wheels. So what do you do with my GMC? Seriously?
No, we put it on the line. We'll put it on the internet. We'll put it on your used car auto sites, and somebody will be sitting at home like you and I are sitting talking here, and they'll pop it and say, hey, I like that car, I like that price, it looks real clean, miles are real low, I want to buy it.
All right, can you come back next week? Can you come back next Tuesday? We're on it Thursday. Excuse me, we're on it Thursday at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock next week. Can you come back? Because you told me last week when we talked on the phone that people buy cars this time of year. So
this is a hot buying season.
This is our Christmas show, but will you come back next week?
This is the 13th month next week. It's the 13th month.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Aaron Scott Young and the coach and Michael promises to come back next week. So if you're listening to our show, tune in next Thursday at 1 o'clock. And Aaron, you know a lot about cars. You know more about cars than I do. So I
got a lot of kids.
Yeah. All right. Well,
how many kids you got, Aaron? Let's see how busy you've been.
5 kids. That means 5 co-signed loans.
Oh, wow.
So.
We'll see Michael next week. We'll be right back on the show we call Start a Biz. And don't forget, when you come back, we're going to be talking about the name of the site is the Gift Card Shop, thegiftcardshop.com. And I think it's pretty cool. You can send a video, a Christmas video, Happy Christmas or a Merry Christmas video or Happy Holidays or whatever is politically correct. You can send on a video. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.